Welcome back everybody. The novelization of The Last Jedi should be out by the time this video is up. We'll be focusing mostly on Snoke this time, with some other tidbits of info as well. If you haven't already watched my two previous videos, I would suggest you take a peek. Plenty of interesting details there that weren't in the movie. Okay, let's take a look at Reddit user Amnor's final two posts about the book. Snoke has had many visions about the future, and he is aware that interpreting them can be quite difficult. You must be careful or you might end up dead if you get them wrong. He learned this when he was young and the galaxy was a much different place than it is now. At an old age, he knows how much a vision can leave out from the bigger picture. Snoke has left legions of uncounted dead adversaries that have underestimated him. Snoke's status as the supreme leader of the First Order was unexpected. The Imperials did not foresee that he would be the one to rise up. Not Rax, Sloane, the political fanatic, or Miss Apellin, or Brendel Hux. As potential leaders, they were all co-opted, sidelined, or destroyed. Only Armitage Hux, our General Hux, was left, who is nothing but a tool to Snoke. Now here we have two contradictory statements, maybe you guys can help me figure it out. On the one hand, the Emperor's contingency plan was engineered to destroy and bring forth a rebirth, stronger than before. But the book supposedly also states that the rise of the First Order was mostly improvisation, not a grand plan. What? Isn't the First Order based on Palpatine's contingency plan? How is it improv as well? It states that for many decades there were shipyards, laboratories, and storehouses in the unknown regions, so Palpatine already had an outpost there and a grand plan. Once again, how is the First Order an improvisation if they followed his orders and reorganized themselves at the outpost in the unknown regions? Snoke's knowledge saved the First Order in the unknown regions from potential threats. Now, it doesn't necessarily confirm the fact, but that would heavily suggest that Snoke might actually be from the unknown regions, or at the very least that he's traveled to the unknown regions in the past and he knows the territory and all the factions that occupy it. Palpatine knew that there were secrets about the Force in the unknown regions, waiting to be rediscovered, and the book suggests that Snoke has rediscovered at least some of these secrets. Now check this out. At one point in time, Luke and Snoke hooked up together in search of some kind of knowledge. Why wasn't any of this in the movie, for crying out loud? Snoke even appreciated that Luke went on a quest for truth before recreating a failing order such as the Jedi Order. So even though they end up being enemies by the time of The Force Awakens, it seems they might have been allies at one point. Snoke even has some small amount of adoration for Luke and his quest for knowledge. Wow, this DLC is better than the actual game. Just like Rey, Anakin and Luke were instruments of the cosmic force. Snoke has lost faith in his apprentice Kylo Ren. He is a mixture of the light side and the dark side and unstable. He will reassess Kylo's future after they have crushed the last of the Resistance. When Rey arrives on the Supremacy, Kylo smiles at the cramped up escape pod she's in. He tells her that the lightsaber belongs to him, and she says the lightsaber called out to her at Maz's castle. Rey says she saw the shape of Kylo's future when they touched hands before, and it is solid and clear that he will not bow before Snoke and that he will turn back to the light side. Kylo saw her past during the hand-touching sex scene. Just before the elevator door opens, Rey realizes Kylo's churning emotions are not only about himself, but also about her. When they enter Snoke's throne room, Rey is immediately fixated by Snoke's eyes. Like that hole that led to the mirror scene on Ahch-To, they look like they promise secrets and power. Unfortunately for Rey, Snoke has absolutely no intention of keeping her alive. He has no need of her with victory on the horizon, but she would have made a great apprentice in the past. So let's stop there for a moment. I don't know about you guys, but with all of these details about Snoke here in the book, I find it even more preposterous that he got outwitted by Kylo Ren. I mean, it states that he knows visions can be misleading and that they don't always show the whole picture. He's been around for ages, it seems. He survived all this time because of his awareness that things might go differently. So most people that think he's 100% dead and won't be returning state, his hubris simply got the better of him. He didn't interpret his vision correctly. But here we have a statement that contradicts that. So what's going on? Did Rian Johnson intend to kill Snoke off, and now the novel is leaving J.J. Abrams with some wiggle room if he were to decide to bring him back? I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyways, Snoke dies and then Kylo and Rey fight his Praetorian guards. Now check this out as well. Rey feels a magnetic field around the guards. She concludes they must feel pain because of this. Now in the past I did a video about Snoke's Praetorian guards being force puppets who are inanimate objects that are controlled by him. That seemed to fall through when he died. But is this field Rey feels around them the force perhaps? If it were, that could suggest they're still being controlled. Wink wink. Rey's eyes are filled with joy after the carnage. That's not the Jedi way. When she calls Kylo Ren Ben, he tells her that's his old name. Rey's error was that she thought Kylo rebelling against Snoke meant he would return to the light side, but as stated before, visions don't always show the whole picture. Rey uses Snoke's shuttle to escape the Supremacy and has to wait in space while the First Order invades Crate. She gets a little annoyed when Chewie does not reach her as quick as she wants. She's in a hurry to help her friends, and Chewie is annoyed by Rey's irritation. Luke has donned his Jedi ceremonial robes many times before and has lit the torch several times to burn the Jedi texts, failing to go through with it each time. Rey arrived at the beginning of the movie after another failed attempt. So not only is Luke suicidal, but he's a coward and cannot bring himself to do it. That probably explains why Yoda appeared and struck the tree with lightning. He was probably sick and tired of watching Luke threaten to do it and not do it. So, I mean, I had problems with his character in the movie, but my god, they've gone too far here. How did they decide that was the way to go? Not only is he remorseful about the past, he's suicidal and a coward. Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi became the exact opposite of everything he embodied. And I don't understand why one segment of the fan base is upset with people that have a problem with this. For example, let's say in the future, people who grew up with this generation of new heroes, who love Rey, well, 30 years pass and a new Star Wars movie is about to come out. Rey, the Jedi who rebuilt the Jedi Order and saves Kylo Ren from the dark side. Hypothetically, of course, I don't know what's going to happen in episode 9. Well, it's rumored she'll be appearing in the new movie. Awesome. I wonder what she's been up to all this time. She was so full of hope and a beacon of light, an inspiration for millions. Oh, guess what? Her marriage with Kylo Ren ended in shambles. She now works as a pole dancer and is hooked on death sticks. The galaxy needs her, but she's lost her way. She won't take any apprentices. She even thinks about killing herself each night, but can't do it. She's too scared to go through with it. People would lose their minds, but they'd have a small group telling them they're stuck in the past, people change. It's actually genius when you think about it. She needed to be destroyed and torn apart for the new generation to arise. She's eventually redeemed though and sacrifices herself for the greater good without actually being present. No! There would be a backlash, just like there is one now. And don't get me wrong, Star Wars is still my favorite franchise. I want the movies to succeed. I want episode 9 to be amazing. I'm eagerly awaiting to see what Dave Filoni's next animated series will be about. I'm looking forward to the live action TV series. I want a Knights of the Old Republic themed show or movie. But having problems with some of the decisions that were made in The Last Jedi does not mean I hate Star Wars, which I think one group of people seem to think it means. No. Now I'll leave you with this. When Luke sees Kylo on Crate, he sees pain and fear in him along with anger. And when he's about to disappear on Ahch-To, he hears the words, "Let's go, Luke." I wonder who's calling out to him. Obi-Wan? Anakin? So there you have it, peoples. Plenty of more details in the book. I'm sure there will be many videos made about all of them. Let me know what you think down below. If you're new here and enjoyed my rambling, hit that notification bell for more of my ramblings. And don't forget to like, share, sub and all of that good stuff. And until next time, see yous.